Hello, and welcome to Crocheting with the Classics. Today we're going to be doing a basic tutorial on a granny square. And if you like this or you find this helpful, please remember to like and subscribe. Alright, so let's get started. Now, first off, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to slip stitch into the very first chain to make a little loop. Now, you could also do a magic circle for this, but with granny squares, it doesn't pay to have it too tight in the center. It can make your square look weird later. So this one, it's probably best just to do the loop method for your opening. Alright, now, once we've got our loop, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to make 2 double crochets. 1, 2. And from there, we're going to make 2 chains and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now you notice I'm actually crocheting over this little tail here. That's to make it disappear into the pattern really easily without me having to fool with it. Alright, so we're going to do this 2 more times. 2 double crochets. I'm sorry, 2 chains and then 3 double crochets. I haven't had my coffee yet this morning. You can probably tell. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and again. 1, 2, 3. Now we make 2 more chains, and then we're going to go to the top of our chain 3 right here, and we're going to slip stitch into this. So this is the base of every granny square, basically everywhere. So if you got this shape, you're doing good. Now, for our next trick, we're going to slip stitch over to our corner space. And this is how you're going to start every row from now on. Slip stitching into that corner space. Unless you change colors. If you change colors, then what you'll want to do is fasten off when you slip stitch to here and just reattach in the corner space. Saves a lot of bother. But we're not changing colors, so we're going to slip stitch over. So, slip stitch, and a slip stitch, and a slip stitch. Now, you notice that was 3 slip stitches. And when you get the granny square done, you can't see where you slip stitched, so it's a nice invisible way of carrying on. And then from here, we're going to start, as we're going to start with every row, by chaining 3 and doing 2 double crochet. And then 2 chains and 3 double crochet. So for every corner stitch you do from here on out, you're going to have 3 double crochet, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets. Unless it's the very start one, in which case you'll have 3 chains and 2 double crochets there, because the 3 chain here makes the first one. Alright, now, when we're going along the sides, we're only going to chain 1. So there's my 1 chain. And then, since I've only got a corner here right now, we're going to go and do our corner stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Hang on, I'm going to yank some yarn out here. Tension is important in your crochet works. If you got it too loose, your work's going to look terrible and sloppy, and if you got it too tight, it's going to get weird and bent. So you need an even tension that's not too loose or too tight, especially with granny squares. In other words, you pull the yarn. Don't let the yarn pull you. All right, so there's my next corner. 3, 2, 3. Now a 1 along the side, and another 3, 2, 3. Okay. Now a 1, and our last 3, 2, 3. All right, now we're going to chain 1, and then just like last time, we're going to go to that third chain right there, and we're going to slip stitch in, and then we're going to slip stitch over to the corner. Do, do, do. So, there we go, nice and invisible. Now we're going to do our corner stitch again. 3 chain, 2 DC, 2 chain, 3 DC, all right, now along this side here we have a space now. So what we're going to do with that space is we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 3 DC in that space. 1, 2, 3, and a chain 1, and then we're going to do our 3, 2, 3 corner stitch. So every time you have a space along the side, you're going to chain 1 to get to it and chain 1 to leave it. No matter how big the square gets, that's always going to be true. Chain 1 to get to it, 3 DC in the chain, in the space, and chain 1 to leave it. And then for the corners, it's always going to be 3, 2, 3. So 3, yank more yarn out. Yarn, yarn, yarn. I love yarn. It's a good thing the Chihuahua's not in the room. It loves yarn too. Alright, 3, 2, 3. Now, chain 1, 3 in the center, and chain 1 to leave, and here we go, corner. 3, 2, and 3. Chain 1, 3 in the center space along the side, chain 1, and a corner. More yarn. Chain 1, 3, chain 1, and slip stitch into the third chain there. All right, so you notice every time we do this, we're getting an extra side space. So I'm going to do the next row real quick, and then I will show you, and we'll continue from there. Actually, while I was doing this row, I thought this was worth mentioning. So you notice I've got my corner, I've got my chain 1, got my first space. So to get to the second space, we still chain 1, then we're going to do the 3DC and chain 1 to leave it. So that's always going to be the pattern. Okay, so here's my completed granny square. And there's a few things to note about this. First off, if all you're wanting to do is make a quilt out of these, and just make squares of the same size of each one and then connect them together in different colors, it's really easy to do because this pattern leaves you these lovely little side ridges that are so easy to sew into. So that's good. But if all you're wanting is to make a quick blanket, you can just keep going with this and make the entire blanket one giant granny square, and it'll look great. So as patterns go, this is actually really simple but really versatile. Another thing to note is that it works up so quickly. Because look, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows. And it's as big as my hand. Now, admittedly, that's with worsted weight yarn and a 6mm hook. And you can use any yarn or any hook with this. I once saw a dollhouse one that was granny square that I'm pretty sure was done with at most a 1.5mm hook and embroidery floss, and it was adorable. I wish I'd bought it. But you can use bigger hooks if you want, or you can use smaller ones. This thing works great and looks great with really anything. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, and y'all have a lovely morning. I'm gonna go have coffee now. Have a great day. Bye.